Woohoo!
Welcome back. Sorry, we haven't done a video in a really long
It's been a minute.
Yeah, but welcome back to Daddy Reads to 3, and we haven't got that much subscribers yet.
Bring your friends, like and subscribe. But today we've got a special holiday treat. How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Hey, Dad.
It's gonna be a long one.
Don't start yet. Do you hear that?
What's that? Oh no. What is that?
Oh, look who's here. It's our mystery
Oh
reader.
my, mystery reader. What's up? Who do we have with us today?
We have Stitch. Hello, guys. My name is Stitch.
Well, thanks for coming, Stitch.
You're welcome.
Are you excited about today's book?
Yeah, The Grinch is my favorite book.
Ooh, it's a long one though. Should we do it in 2 parts?
No.
All at one time.
Part.
Well, buckle up, boys and girls, because here we go. Ba-da-ba-bum-bum. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
Wow, he really doesn't like Christmas, but I do.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath.
Whoa.
And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew all the Who girls and boys would wake up bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then, oh, the noise. Oh, the noise, 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 noise. That's one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise. That sounds like our house.
Yeah, but if we don't have like 6,002 children.
It sounds like it some days. Then the Whos, young and the old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. And they'd feast, 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 feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. That looks like a really cool table.
So it looks like an upside. It kind of looks like an S.
That's right.
And
yeah.
I think that's too high for a baby chair.
That's a pretty high chair. I agree.
It's taller than the people.
Yeah, what do you guys think? How are you going to feed this guy? And then what if he falls out?
That's a big knife.
Ooh.
You gotta be careful with
He's
that.
got to carve that Who roast
And
beef.
that dude, he's gonna probably fall. I think there's turkey in there.
And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Whos would start singing. They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, 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 sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how?
Well, I shouldn't stop Christmas
Then-
because Christmas is Jesus' birthday, and you get to have perfect time with your family, opening presents and being thankful.
That's right. Happy
Dab.
birthday, Jesus.
Dab on those haters.
Dab those haters, Grinch haters. Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked, what a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick.
If you don't know who Saint Nick is, it's another word for Santa Claus.
Yeah, guys. Kris Kringle, Santa Claus. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch?
No, probably not.
No, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags in some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, giddy up!
What does that actually say?
And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town.
Oh, now this is making me tired.
All their windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, this is stop number 1, the old Grinch Claus hissed. And he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Oh, no.
Well, that is pretty good.
For
Let's see.
Uncle Who, for Auntie Who, the Who Express. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two, then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go.
So let's see how many do you have. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And count the people in the bed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But there's 8.
I don't know about that math. I don't know about that math, girl.
I have good math.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch, very nimbly, stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimbley. Then he
weird.
slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast, he took the Who pudding, and he took the roast beef. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash.
Okay, that's horrifying.
Horrifying.
If you just take every single thing.
Every single thing. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? Oh, so sad. But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. "There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here." And his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. Oh, that was pretty sweet. I don't think he's so bad.
Yeah, but taking all this stuff and making a lie, that's bad.
And
You
when
never wanna
Cindy Lou Who, you never want to lie, that's right. When Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for the fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Look at a mouse like this, is tiny. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. Oh, that's a big sleigh full of presents and trees. It was 1/4 dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings and trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. "Pooh, pooh to the Who's," he was grinchishly humming. "They're finding out now no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up, I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, 'Boo-hoo!'"
That is something rude.
"So rude, Grinchy Grinch." "That's a noise," grinned the Grinch, "that I simply must hear." So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, and then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise.
No, 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 no.
Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours, till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
And then...
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the story of how the Grinch stole Christmas but didn't.
And don't forget,
till next time.
If you love these books, sometimes they're created by one of my favorite authors, by Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss in the house.
And also, to make it easier if we don't have 105 subscribers, Let's get 10 subscribers and we'll do an ice cream challenge.
Off of 10 subscribers?
Yeah, because 105 is going to be a lot.
It's taking too long.
Yeah, so we only have 5. We need 5 more to get 10. And don't worry, guys. We promise we will get an ice cream challenge.
All right, stay tuned until next time. Like and subscribe.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.